Hey, what is up guys, it is Phantom here and welcome back to a brand new video guys. So in this video, I'm going to be going over my favorite world from each story arc in the game guys. So if you don't know, there are 3 major story arcs in Wiz, hopefully a 4th arc is coming soon. But there are 3 big story arcs right now. There is the Malistaire arc, which is 5 worlds long. There is the Morganth arc, which is 5 worlds long, I believe. I really hope I'm getting that right. Actually, I'm not really sure, but I know the Malistaire arc is 5 worlds long. Morganth arc is somewhere around there, and then I'm pretty sure the 3rd arc is only 3 worlds, so that's actually the shortest arc. So, anyways, you've never really seen this from me. I feel like this is kind of the smallest list I've ever made for one of my videos. I mean, you're probably used to seeing a lot of top 10s. Some top 5s obviously thrown in there willy-nilly and everything, but you've never seen a top 3 from me. At least I don't think you have. So this should be a pretty interesting video, guys. Make sure to let me know about your opinions and your, favorite worlds from each story arc in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. So anyways, guys, let's get into the first arc and my favorite world from that first arc. So the first story arc slash, Malistaire arc, whatever you want to call it. The first arc of Wizard101 is comprised of Wizard City, Krakatopia, Marleybone, Mushu, and Dragonspire. I'm not going to include side worlds like Grizzleheim that you enter in at level 20, or like Wisteria, which you probably enter in it a little bit later. I don't exactly remember, but side worlds, at least for me in this video, do not count. I mean, they're not really part of the main story, even though they have, their own unique stories to them. But anyway, my favorite world, guys, without a doubt, in the first arc of Wizard101 has to be Wizard City. And honestly, that might come as kind of a surprise. Actually, it probably doesn't. I mean, okay. My reasoning for, putting it here and everything is because really, I think it encompasses the first arc really, really well. It's kind of just the first world, where we meet Malistaire and everything, and, we learn his whole, we pretty much, they kind of just give us the full story of the first arc. Not exactly the full story, because, I mean, of course, in each world they have their own sub-stories, which, connect to the main plot and everything, which is, obviously, Malistaire's trying to get to Dragonspire, blah, 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 acquire a bunch of power, and eventually resurrect his wife back to life and everything like that, but you kind of do get pretty much most of the story, which is Malistaire's nefarious actions throughout Wizard City and everything. I mean, you learn, what happened, basically, how he left Ravenwood, what happened to the Death School. I mean, we find that out actually pretty quickly, even though that's like one of the biggest mysteries of Wizard City, which, I don't know, kind of anticlimactic for me, but we learn, all that stuff and everything. We learn what Malistaire's trying to do. We learn that he misses his wife, and he will do pretty much, anything to not stop her, to do anything to bring her back to life and everything like that, even if it is evil, and, blah, 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 his blind love is, controlling him and everything like that. Really, really interesting plotline, and we get really a lot of that in Wizard City, and of course, I just love the world. It's just the origin world, of the wizards and everything like that. There's so much here. It is a amazingly designed world. I mean, the graphics update only helped, really, and made it, like, honestly feel even more magical, even though there is something magical about that, those old graphics and everything. The world itself looks amazing. It really does give, like, a wizard magical vibe, and honestly has some of the best music in the entire game, which is really why I like it so much. When I was just, going back and looking through all the first Arc worlds, I had to land, I landed on Wizard City, obviously, first, and even though I did take a look at the rest of them, I of course considered my other options and everything, but I knew I just had to put it here. Like, I had to. Like, it's the origin world, it's just chock full of nostalgia and everything. Honestly, I get comments saying I am clouded by lots and lots of nostalgia, and you know what? I think that's part of what makes a world great. I've probably mentioned that before, but honestly, that definitely goes into it for me. I think that's very, very important. So, Wizard City, I got a lot of memories here. You definitely have, I would say, one of the best stories in the first arc, definitely, compared to all the other worlds, and I mean, it's a classic, guys. It is an absolute classic, so I'm going to put it as my favorite world of the first arc. I mean, how could you not? Anyways, let me know your opinions in the comments down below. I don't know if this is going to be a popular choice or whatever. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm a normie. I don't fucking know. Anyways, let's move on to the next arc. Coming in as my favorite world of the second arc, guys, the world of Chrysalis. And okay, listen to me, listen. This is actually not a joke. I know I put Chrysalis in certain videos, like at the #1 spot to, meme and everything like that, but honestly, when I looked back at all the worlds of Celestia, Zafaria, Avalon, Azteca, and Chrysalis, I honestly had to choose Chrysalis out of all of them, and let me tell you why. So, recently, I pretty much hated Chrysalis up until recently, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. And the reason why is because the world was super lengthy. I thought, it was super boring and blah blah blah. The world was definitely not easy, because yeah, I mean, let's be honest, it's definitely not an easy world, and it honestly might be the longest in the game. I'm pretty sure it is the longest in the game now that I'm thinking back at it. But The reason why I like it so much now is because well, the last time I did Chrysalis, at least before I did it on my death, which is why I liked it so much, but the last time I did it was on this guy, my Max Fire wizard here, Dustin Shadowflame. It was a long time ago, and honestly, as a kid, I had a short attention span, and I didn't really like long, lengthy worlds all that much. I mean, obviously it was a lot of content, which I did like, but the whole world of Chrysalis felt really drawn out for me. But as I was questing on my death recently, I started listening to the dialogue, and I honestly became really immersed in the story. So the story for this world is honestly really good in my opinion. And when you have a good story, that kind of really motivates me to, you know, push through the world no matter how difficult it is. Honestly, still don't think Chrysalis is the most difficult world. I really don't think so. Azteca, in my opinion, beats it by a long shot. So honestly, I enjoyed Chrysalis a lot on my death. Like, just listening to that dialogue just made me realize it had one of the best stories in the game, and honestly how nicely, you know, it wrapped up that Morganth arc and everything. I mean, obviously we still don't know if she's dead or not. I don't know, King's maybe you should do something with that. I'm not really sure, but Chrysalis for me was just really enjoyable to quest through, and honestly, what else can you hope for in a world, really? What else can you hope for, you know, other than like a fun experience playing it? I mean, obviously I have a lot of memories from it and everything, and, you know, funny moments and everything like that, but I feel like every world has that. But Chrysalis, there's something about that story that keeps me really invested as I quest through it, and honestly, none of really the second arc worlds, I mean, okay, a few of them definitely I did enjoy questing through, but this one was just something special, and I don't know if it was like the freshness of starting it on a new character, on a new school after so many years that made me like it so much. But honestly, Chrysalis, you might be a little too long, but the story, it's really satisfying in my opinion. It's a pretty satisfying conclusion to Morganth, even though we don't exactly know what happened to her. I guess for now we can safely assume she's dead, I guess, and everything like that. So I don't know, I don't have all the answers, guys, but Chrysalis for me, I really enjoyed questing through it. It's got an amazing storyline. Honestly, the world design is pretty good too in and of itself. The enemies honestly could have been a little bit more unique. I mean, it was bugs after bugs after bugs after mouses, but you know what? That's besides the point. Chrysalis, honestly, you hold a special place in my heart, and I hate to say it, but it's true. You are a lot better than Azteca, your previous counterpart. Anyways, guys, let's move on to the third and final arc. Alright, so coming in as my favorite world of the third arc has to be Polaris, guys. And honestly, I feel like this one was pretty obvious. I feel like Polaris is honestly a fan favorite. I seriously have not heard like a single person really diss Polaris for like a ton of things. I mean, obviously, you know, there were those numbskull ogres in the River of Frozen Tears and everything, but we're not going to touch on those, okay? Anyway, I feel like I honestly haven't seen that much hate like towards Polaris, except that it was a bit short and maybe a bit too easy for, I mean, the arc that it was in. I mean, the third arc definitely was not the hardest arc. I would probably give that to the second arc, but this one, this world, guys, what can I say? It looks incredible. Its quests are extremely, honestly, immersive for me. I thought the world had a really good story. Probably not quite as good as Chrysalis, but out of the three arc worlds, this one probably had to be my favorite. Honestly, my only critique of Polaris, really, is that I wish it was longer. I wish it had, you know, more quests. I wish it had more areas to explore and everything like that, because I think it could have been so much more than what it was. And I've mentioned that in previous videos, and it's true. This world had a lot of potential, and honestly, they definitely capitalized on some of it. It's definitely one of my favorite worlds in the entire game, but looking back at it, it had to be my favorite world of the third arc. And obviously it doesn't have that much competition. There's only two other worlds in the third arc. There's Mirage and then there's Imperia. Mirage for me was just okay. I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of the whole desert vibe they got going on there. Imperia was a great world, I will admit, but looking back at it, you know, I enjoyed questing through Polaris the most, and I definitely had like the most fun here and everything. And that's not just because it was the oldest world and, you know, nostalgia and everything like that. I feel like this world isn't old enough to have a ton of nostalgia attached to it yet. Maybe in a couple years I'll probably feel some nostalgia about Polaris, but honestly, just an amazing world in its own right. Just God, looking at that Borealis, man, whew, it really gets me going. But anyways, Polaris, that's really gonna be it for this video. I mean, obviously it was a really short list. You know, Polaris, I love you. What was my second arc one? Chrysalis, I love you. Wizard City, I love you. All three of them. Honestly, great worlds in their own right. Anyways, that's really gonna be it for this video, though. Probably a bit of a shorter one because, I mean, I did want to make this video probably for quite some time now, but obviously, you know, it is a bit of a short list, so I don't know. I don't know, I wanted to make it, but I was kind of nervous too because it was such a short list. I'm used to doing top 10s and top 5s, but hey, let me know if you kind of enjoyed this a little bit of a shorter video. It's probably not, I mean, it's probably not that short still because I can talk for quite a while, but anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Let me know your opinions on each of the arcs and their worlds in the comments down below. I'm really interested to hear because obviously everyone has a different opinion. Everyone's got different experiences, so I'd love to hear about them. Seriously, tell me. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video though. Sorry that it was so short, sorry that the list was short, but honestly, I kind of want to do something a little bit different for a change. But anyways, that's gonna be all for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure to subscribe, maybe, or like if you liked, or, you know, subscribe for more content in the future. I just said sub twice. I am hungry. Anyway, that's gonna be it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Peace out, and enjoy the rest of your day.